Before I started working in sport, I had the good fortune of getting to go to Sachin Tendulkar's house for a meet and greet. At the time, Sachin was the biggest sports star this country had ever seen, and from the mid 90s, his face adorned everything from soaps to sports cars. I was teeming with excitement as I was getting a chance to meet my sporting hero. When we reached, Sachin wasn't home. He had dropped everything to go and meet an old ailing fan whose last wish was to meet Sachin Tendulkar. We settled ourselves on his sofas and waited for Sachin to arrive, looking at all the trophies and accolades that adorned the walls. And then the moment arrived as greatness entered the room. I was spellbound and could barely utter a hi. The man just walks in and introduces himself. "Hi, I'm Sachin," casually pulling a chair from the table and settling down to chat with us over a cup of tea. Here was one of the biggest stars of the country, one of the most in-demand people in the world, who had dropped everything to go and meet a dying fan and was now sitting and talking to two young kids over a cup of tea with no air or attitude. Over the course of time, I've met and worked with many less sports stars with a lot more air and attitude. I always think back to the time I met Sachin Tendulkar and the humility and humaneness that he carried himself with. That was my first taste of encountering greatness from behind the curtain and made me realize they're just human like you and me. And that piqued my interest into what goes on into creating a sporting superstar. And that interest and wonder hasn't changed over the past 14 years of working in the Indian sports industry, where I currently juggle my role as a father of two with online homeschool, as well as looking after the Virat Kohli Foundation at Cornerstone Sport, one of India's leading talent management agencies. A lot of what I do at the Virat Kohli Foundation is shaped by my time at the Indian Cricket League, Olympic Gold Quest and FC Goa, and the people and sports stars that I've worked with. And I'll be sharing a few stories from my time and what it has taught me. Sport has always been my solace. Either playing or watching, it has always been my sanctuary as long as I can remember. And my journey into the world of Indian sport began with a stint at the Rebel Indian Cricket League, managing the branding and marketing of the league. After a fun year and a half, the league folded, and I then moved on to Olympic Gold Quest, an NGO that was formed to help support Indian athletes to win medals at the Olympics. And it's probably one of the most satisfying experiences of my life. And also the pride of playing a small part in the journey of 4 Olympic medalists is something I will cherish my whole life. My journey at OGQ began in 2009, where I got the chance to work with former India hockey captain Viren Raskina. Viren had a prolific hockey career, winning the Junior World Cup, representing India at the 2004 Athens Olympics, and eventually going on to become the captain of the national team. A bit of bad luck and petty politics meant that Viren was unceremoniously dropped from the national team a day before they were to depart for a tournament. Viren hit out at the IHF, and in those days, if you spoke out, you were out. Probably realizing his playing days were over, Viren took the unprecedented step of retiring from the peak of his powers when he was only 29. But Viren had other plans. He enrolled into the Indian School of Business in Hyderabad to pursue an MBA. He put his head down and passed with flying colours, securing a job at one of India's biggest healthcare companies. But life had other plans. At the time, Olympic Gold Quest was looking for a CEO. And through some common connects, Viren was identified as the man for the job. He's been at the job for the 12 years and has helped Indian athletes win 9 medals at the past 3 Olympics and 10 medals at the 2020 Paralympics, building one of the foremost organizations in Indian sport. And I had the pleasure of spending 5 of them with him and learning so much from him. The corporate world was new to him, but the way he picked it up so naturally and set up systems and processes at OGQ, which still holds strong today, and I continue to use in my current role at the foundation. I guess leadership was always in his blood, whether on the field or in the office. And even today, when I need to speak to someone, Viren is my go-to guy. At my time in OGQ, I got the chance to work with some amazing sports people and got to see from close quarters what it takes to become an Olympic medalist. Gagan Narang was the first ever athlete we supported at OGQ, and he's been destined for Olympic glory. This is a story from the 2012 Olympics and the men's 10-meter air rifle event. It was also my first taste of the magic of the Olympics, as I was lucky to be in London at the time. Gagan shot brilliantly in the qualification and qualified for the finals in 3rd place. Between the qualification and the final is a 45-minute gap where the shooters are with their coaches in a holding area while the finals range is set up. I was with Gagan's mental trainer at the time and we were making our way to our seats in the finals range when Gagan's personal coach came running frantically towards us. Gagan wanted to talk to the mental trainer before the final. Well, unfortunately, he did not have an accreditation and only the coach had one. So the coach used his years of experience and a moment of quick thinking to get him into the holding area. He made him put on a second haversack in the front to cover the part where the ID would have been and told him to confidently walk behind him. Gagan was calm, the medal was won. It was probably one of the best experiences in my life. And there have been many moments, especially working in sport, when you gotta hustle and think on your feet to make it happen. After my time at OGQ, I got the chance to join FC Goa for the inaugural season of the Indian Super League. At FC Goa, we had French World Cup winner and Arsenal legend Robert Pires as our marquee player and captain. The start of the first season was disastrous with FC Goa struggling to get off the mark. Pires was way past his prime by then and was on the wrong side of 37. The vision was there but the skills had faded. He was dropped from the starting 11, never to get his place back, and a new captain was appointed. The change worked and his team started winning, eventually losing on penalties in the semi-final. Unfortunately for Robert, he never got another chance to play. Still, in that 1.5 period, he never missed a training session, photo shoot, team event, team dinner, etc. But what stood out was his mannerisms during the training sessions, never letting the intensity drop, putting in his all and helping the young Indians with his knowledge, even though he didn't have a chance of making it back to the team. Here was a footballing legend who had played in some of the biggest leagues in the world, had won everything. Here in a fledgling league in the 100th ranked footballing country in the world, dropped from the team, still giving it his all. And that experience had a lasting impact on me and my thought process towards work and life. Also, the buzz of being around a team and the frenzy in Goa on match days is something I'll always remember fondly. Spent an amazing 4 years at the club, so many ups and downs, but memories to last a lifetime. Well, this has been a part of my journey until now, and there's lots more I'd love to tell you, and there's still lots more to do. Over the years, I've had the good fortune of working with many amazing sports people, including PV Sindhu, Abhinav Bindra, Neeraj Chopra, Sania Mirza, Saina Nehwal, KL Rahul, Geet Sethi, Prakash Padukone, Sunil Chetri, Virat Kohli, and many more. And each interaction with these legends has had a telling impact on me and helped shape my career in sport. I hope through these stories I've managed to give you a small peek into what goes on behind greatness and what lessons I've learned along the way. And I hope I've managed to impart some of my graying, balding wisdom on y'all. Thank you.